NLE Choppa keeps finding more creative ways to make people hate him. This time around, this might be the most creative way, and also one of the saddest things I think I've ever experienced on the internet with a major artist. So NLE Choppa just dropped a music video a couple of days ago dissing NBA YoungBoy.
You poison the youth, nothing positive you do. You the reason being thinking that it's cute.
The purpose of this diss track was NLE Choppa has ascended into NLE Chakra, right, where he's on his new holistic path. And he dropped a diss track because he claims that NBA YoungBoy is leading the youth down the right path, and he wants to be the savior and instill consciousness back into rap. Now, a lot of people is reacting to this diss track as if NLE Choppa dissed them. They're taking it personally. And it's not just like radical NBA YoungBoy fans that are upset about this. No, it's regular people. And when I watched it and analyzed everything going on, I understood the psychology behind why a lot of people is treating this personally and they are attacking NLE Choppa. That's because we all have been in a point in our lives where everything is going right for us. YoungBoy is on tour. He got the #5 highest grossing hip hop tour. He's doing his thing. He just got pardoned by Trump. He is just got his girl pregnant. She's having a child soon. Everything is going perfect for him. And we've all been at a point in our lives where things is going perfect, and then here comes somebody trying to bring you down. Here comes a hater trying to tear you down. Here comes somebody trying to bring chaos to your life. Here comes somebody trying to attack you. And more times than not, it will be someone you did nothing to. It's somebody who just hates you because you're great, or they hate you because you don't want to be in their lives or don't want to bring presence to them. And because we've all experienced something like that, we look at this situation with NLE Choppa and NBA YoungBoy and we say, hold on, bro. You was the biggest NBA YoungBoy fan a couple years ago. Y'all started beefing because you felt like NBA YoungBoy didn't really embrace you, especially with how vocal you were in support of him. And you kind of felt like he shunned you and he kind of like, I don't really rock with you. Because he probably thought you was biting, right? But because he chose not to be your friend, that led to beef. And instead of letting him go about his life and you go about your life, you're now trying to bring negativity and chaos to his life when he's enjoying the most peace he has ever had in his life. And a lot of people feel this way because they can personalize this and internalize it, and it's not looking good for NLE Choppa, man.
Your aura give me the you make me sick.
I love NBA YoungBoy.
YoungBoy my favorite rapper.
Let me know who beating me, bro. Respectfully, the only that's really respectfully, the only that's really ahead in that space is YoungBoy.
Now, I'm not going to say him being a super fan of NBA YoungBoy discredits or take away from his criticism. In some way, it actually validates it or gives it more credibility because the diss track is about how he believes NBA YoungBoy is misleading the kids down a path they shouldn't go on. And if he was once a kid, well, they're around the same age. So, they're around the same age. I think NLE Choppa is like 22 years old. YoungBoy ain't that much older. So if he's like, man, I was a kid who was misled by YoungBoy at some point too, then I guess, it kind of gives credibility to the message. But it just comes across as some hater stuff, man. And most importantly, because people would forget that you're hating. Trust me, we've seen it in the past. We've seen rappers who all they do is hate. They drop a diss record that's nice, and the world is singing it, and they winning Grammys for it, all right? So people would forgive you for being a hater if the record is dope. But in the case of NLE Choppa, like, the most important thing here is it just wasn't a great record completely. Now, NLE Choppa is not a bad rapper. He's decent, I guess. But the concept, bro, he's dressing up like Michael Jackson. He's moonwalking. He's doing the Tupac cosplay all in one music video. One hand, he's Tupac, one hand, Michael Jackson. It was just all over the place, right? And it wasn't even just him cosplaying. At some point, he began to kind of switch up the different flows. One point, he's rapping like Pac. The other point, he's rapping, harmonizing like Michael Jackson. It was like, bro, what's going on here? Too much is going on. It's not a dope record. I'm sure the conceptually, he could have probably brought it together if he had, I don't know, a better creative team. but it just didn't play out how he wanted it to play out. All right. And people are voicing how trash they feel this is, how corny they feel this is. And NLE Choppa is getting like one of the biggest hate trains he's ever gotten in his career. And it even led to him trying to make up for the hate train by trying to counter it in ways that just led to people laughing at him some more. One Twitter user says, this is the same dude who promoted the biggest thought song in the history of our era. He came up with his song called I'm a Slut, and he talking about NBA YoungBoy. This is like the majority of the theme here in response to NLE Choppa was, bruh, dude's a hypocrite. Bro, like, you don't have room to talk. You have done things in your music where, like, this advice you're giving a YoungBoy, you could give yourself the same advice. Now, NBA YoungBoy has dissed NLE Choppa in the past, which is why I'm not going as hard as a lot of people would expect me to go on NLE Choppa. NBA YoungBoy has dissed him, so if you want to respond back with a diss, cool. It's just the type of diss. This is the wrong type of diss, right? Like, you could have done the same thing like I guess YoungBoy did, which is the gang, murder diss, but, you know, trying to take the high ground or say NBA YoungBoy is doing this and that, you know, when you've done quite possibly the exact same thing, has a lot of people looking at you crazy. Another user by the name of Warriors Moneyline, aka Souls Made of Gold, they says, this is so corny, bruh. Ninja, you not pop. You got songs titled Slut Me Out, Walk 'Em Down, Pistol Packing, Sticking and Moving. Man, shut the F up. I'm telling y'all, man. And the thing with Choppa is, man, why a lot of people has been slow to kind of recognize this evolution of NLE Choppa and this new NLE chakra is because NLE Choppa changes his personality every 3 business days, okay? One day he's Dr. Sabi, the other day he's Gucci Mane, the next day he's like, I don't know, like a super freaked out corn star. Then the next day, like he's a politician. He changes his personality every 3 business days. So when you do that, people look at you as a phony. And when you try to mix some real stuff with some phony stuff, it can never mix, right? If people are already viewing you as a phony, when they see you drop a diss track like this where it's a good message overall, right? It's not a bad message. People just see it as, oh, he's an opportunist. He's doing this for clout. Oh, he's doing this for ulterior motives. And it's not because he's really trying to make a difference in these kids' lives. A Twitter user by the name of Prano, they wrote, this is one of the most cringe trash song / video I have ever seen and heard. Laugh my A off. I did see Genevieve also react to this, and she had, like, I guess similar sentiments. I think Genevieve, when she reacted to this, she says, hey, when I told ninjas to rap, I was not talking about this. Another user by the name of Ali Bome, they wrote, I'm sorry, but the ninja that beat his baby mama and pulled a gun on her really doesn't get to take the moral high ground. Again, consistent theme of he's a hypocrite. We're not taking it seriously. Right now where YoungBoy is at, he probably isn't going to respond back to NLE Choppa, but NBA YoungBoy mama responded, and she is pissed off at NLE Choppa. Now, this might cause a war between the mamas because NLE Choppa mama don't play. Like, I love NLE Choppa mama, right? When I remember I made a video about NLE Choppa, his mama commented and then hit me up, right? Like she commented, man, going crazy. So both these mamas are overprotective, right? So this might cause a gang war among the mamas, but both they mamas is gangsters, man. So here's what NBA YoungBoy mama had to say in regards to NLE Choppa.
Today I'm going to talk about being jealous and being envious. So you want to make a video dancing around like a ballerina, and then you got a man on his knees smoking a pipe, and you're saying Cantrell is evil and he's a bad influence. So you want to go and put that man on his knees and put a pipe in his mouth on a video, right? Okay, fine. I bet they have another video with that same on his knees sucking your pipe. Because who gonna even play that stupid ass role? If you know better, you do better. Your head look like a pig without a rubber on top of it. But yet, you want to sit here and try to talk about somebody. You better be lucky I can't say what I want to say on Instagram.
Didn't stop there. She also took to her Instagram story and she would write, "How are you gonna hate from outside the arena? You can't even fill one up." Yo, man, is NLE? Is this an envious spirit? The reason why I'm now quick to just say, man, NLE Choppa is hating is because NBA YoungBoy did indeed diss NLE Choppa at some point too. Now it was a while ago, and Choppa didn't respond back immediately, right? But it did happen. All right. Now I'm not sure if NLE Choppa kind of seen like the Kendrick Lamar blueprint and thought, man, listen, man, all right, if Kendrick can do it to Drake, maybe I could do it to YoungBoy. Now I could be the voice of the new school, right? So she would continue. I would be upset if this was coming from someone who matters, like someone people actually listen to, like someone who is not in the closet. God damn. I do find it interesting though when it's someone y'all do like. Man, it's just rap, bro. It's just a sport, bro. I mean, man, rap, bro. It's a sport, bro. Rap, bro. What you mean cloud chasing? Nah, he a rapper. When it's someone y'all don't like, man, you cloud chasing, bro. Man, you cloud chasing. Man, get out of here, bro. Man, you hating, bro. But if you like him, man, it's just a sport to me. You scared of rap? It's a sport. But to the side, though, I would say this. Do I think NLE Choppa is envious? I do think NLE Choppa does kind of feel in his spirit that he deserves to be the leader of the new school, because there was a point where NLE Choppa was a serious contender for that spot that YoungBoy is currently in. NLE Choppa, I believe, was like 16, 17 years old, making hits, dropping videos with 50 plus million views. Like NLE Choppa was next up. Like he was looked upon as that guy. It was NLE Choppa and YoungBoy. Now it feels like as their careers evolved, now I'm not hating, I'm just being real here. As their careers evolved, NLE Choppa kind of got colder while YoungBoy got hotter. Right? YoungBoy right now is at the peak of rap. This tour kind of proves that, right? Now, like his sales may not reflect that because YoungBoy audience, for the most part, are children and YNs, and they're not really buying records, right? And they're not, right? But YoungBoy, his streams wise, his accolades, he's right now at the peak of rap. He's up there, right? He's probably, I don't know, a top 7 to 10 rapper out right now. NLE Choppa would never be confused for a top 7 to 10 rapper. I don't think NLE Choppa is a top 15 rapper. Right? I don't think he's a top 20 rapper. And we might have to check that right now. I could possibly name 20 rappers right now who are more relevant than NLE Choppa. And when you were once considered as the next up or in contention for that, and your peer kind of passed you and surpassed you, you kind of have to look at that like, damn, man. Why? Why is he more famous or more successful than me? And then the natural progression of that is, oh no, he's only hotter than me because he sold his soul, because he don't got no morals, because he don't got no integrity. I'm being held back because I'm trying to save the babies. And that's what a lot of y'all tell yourselves, yo. I've watched random YouTube videos of people be like, man, Flocko only popping, bro, because he talking about this gang stuff, man. Man, Flocko only popping, bro, because he want to instigate me. Because he like drama, right? The reason why I'm getting 2 views is because, man, I got principle and integrity. Man, I'm a real one, bro. Man, he only winning because he a fraud, man, because he fake, man. And it's like, you can't think like that, right? Like, you can't think like that, okay? Like, for NLE Choppa, he believes, man, I'm held back because I'm trying to spread a positive message. And when he probably looks back, when he was at his peak, he was probably on some F stuff, right? When he was at his peak, it was shot of flow, rapping about shooting and killing ops. And if you involve, you got to involve and make the music evolve with you, but also don't hurt the quality of the music. Make better music or know your audience and make music that resonates with your audience. Right now, NLE Choppa just took too many routes and angles. You feel me? That right now, I don't think NLE Choppa really knows who his audience is. All right? Like NLE Choppa went from shooting and killing ops to performing at pride festivals rapping super freaky in a G-string. Like, sir, like, what is your audience exactly? Because YoungBoy, he knows his audience. It's direct to consumer, bro. YNs. Choppa, you don't know your audience, man. So, like, to me, that's the problem. You don't know your audience and you aren't catering to your audience. YoungBoy being successful has nothing to do with why you're not successful. Well, sorry, why you're not as hot as you want to be right now. You are successful. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys believe about this, man? Do y'all feel like NLE Choppa had a point, or is NLE Choppa just hating? All right. And if you're watching this video and you want to make videos just like me, all right, I got a step-by-step book in my description where I teach you how to make your first $10,000 a month on YouTube and hit your first 10K subscribers in 3 months. If you're interested, link is in the description. I've made $90,000 in 28 days. I can teach you how to make 10K, bro. Easy work. Okay. And if you enjoyed this video and want to watch another dope video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, here on my screen, to find out how this woman, who we call the Brick Lady, how she tried to ruin this innocent man's life, but it all backfired, and she just got her instant justice. And bruh, this is one of the craziest stories I think I've ever heard of or talked about. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.